Hi everybody, welcome back to Anges Pilates. We have all been through extremely challenging times, but some of us have had a lot more to deal with than just the pandemic. So I'd like to use this platform to bring awareness to breast cancer. I know a lot of you may have a family member, perhaps a friend, or maybe you yourself have experienced breast cancer. So I've created this Pilates program, which I've called the Series of 3. And I'd like to dedicate it to a very lovely lady called Judy, who lives in the Chicago area, who is going through very challenging times at the moment. So Judy, these are for you, and I hope that they will help you regain your strength. And I'd like to send you lots of love and light. I'd also like to thank Jennifer Golden Zumann, who's the inspiration behind these exercises, and she is a breast cancer survivor. So let's get started. I'd like you to take a seat, place the soles of the feet together if that feels comfortable for you, or perhaps you'd like to cross your legs. Just relax your arms anywhere on your legs. Relax your shoulders, and I'd like you to close your eyes. So let's start to bring our awareness to our breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Pilates breath. And as you continue to breathe, just be aware of how your body feels right now at this moment. And you might like to continue closing your eyes, or perhaps you'd like to open your eyes. Continue breathing, and I'd just like you to rock back, breathing out, curling your hips towards your ribs. And then as you breathe in, I'd like you to come back on top of your sit bones. And again, exhaling, draw your navel towards your spine and feel that lengthening and spreading of your lower spine. And then come back on top of your sit bones. Just let go through your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Think about relaxing your face, breathing out and in. And just take this time to connect to your breath, connect to your abdominals. And I'd like you to give me one more here. Exhaling, rolling the hips towards the ribs and coming back on top of your sit bones. Now let's add a little bit more movement to this by circling, in one direction, breathing in and out. Coming forwards on top of your sit bones and then leaning slightly back. Just being aware of how that lower spine feels and connecting to your breath. Let's do one more in this direction. And then I'd like you to change and go in the other direction. Navel to spine. And each time you should be feeling a little bit more mobile, a little bit more relaxed. Beautiful. And then come back to the center. So I'd like you to come onto all fours now. Place your shoulders above your wrists, your knees underneath your hips, and I'd like you to spread your fingertips. Aim for a long line from your crown to your tailbone. Think of drawing your navel up and towards your spine. Taking a breath in. On the exhale, come back to that pelvic tuck. Lift your navel up and in. Now lift your chest and spread your shoulder blades. Just allow your head to hang. Take a breath in. Now exhale, ripple out, tailbone leads the way. Find that length in the center. Surge your chest through your arms and lift your eye gaze. Let's go again. So it's the lower back, mid back, and then the upper back. Rippling out, find that length in the center and surge your chest through. And again, exhale, lower back, mid back, and then your upper back. Just notice how you're feeling right now. Let's do one more. Lower back, mid back, upper back. Then ripple out, surge that chest through, lift your tailbone, lift your eye gaze, and then come into that long line. Beautiful. I'd like you to take a seat. Come right to the top end of your mat because we're rolling down. Place your arms in front of you. Breathing in, let's see if we can grow a little taller. On the exhale, I'd like you to give me a pelvic tuck. So roll the hips towards the ribs. Relax your shoulders and let's lower down as we breathe out, bone by bone. Try and connect to your abs here. Don't use your quads. Don't grip too much with your hip flexors. Lower your arm and lower your head. I'd like you to bring your feet in. So your feet are hip distance apart. Your heels are a comfortable distance from your buttocks. Let's take a moment just to check in with our posture. So neutral pelvis, pubic bone, and your hip bones are on the same level. You should have a little pocket of air between that lower spine and the mat. Can you think about softening and closing your rib cage? Sliding your lower ribs down to meet your hip bones as you draw your navel down and towards your spine. I'd like you to give me a big shrug, lifting your shoulders right up to your ears. Now walk your fingertips towards your heels, and I'd like you to flatten your scapula on the mat. Can you nod your chin so your neck is long? Your chest is open. I'd like you to pick up your right leg. Just hold below your kneecap. And using your arms, gently pull your thigh towards your chest. And as you do that, breathe out, nod your chin. I'd like you to curl up. So you're looking at your knee. Try and get your nose towards your knee. Now just relax your shoulders, nod your chin. Hold and breathe. Breathe and hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Now stay there and extend the left leg. And then I'd like you to keep pulling your thigh towards your chest as you lower your head down. And I'd like you to pull up your toes of your left leg. Breathing out, I'd like you to lift your leg up to 90. Point your toes and lower down. Keep pulling that right thigh towards your chest. Exhale, lift. Extend the toes and lower the leg. 3 more. Breathing out. Lengthen the toes and lower down. 2 more. Nod that chin. You want a long neck. Last one. Point the toes and lengthen. Then I'd like you to flex the foot. Keep pulling that thigh towards the chest. Now make sure your hips don't move. You're going to give me a leg circle. So lower the left leg just off the floor if it's available. Take the leg out to the side and bring it back in. Nice, easy breath. Just make sure you're breathing. And I want you to be mindful, especially as that leg goes to the side, what your right hip is doing. Make sure it's not flying off the mat. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm not too fussed about the breath as long as you are breathing. Keep pulling that right thigh towards your chest and let's change direction. So let's take it out to the side, circle down and lift it up. And again, out to the side, down and up. And if you're struggling to maintain the stability through your hips, make that circle a little smaller. I'd like you to give me 1 more. Nice, easy breath. Then I'd like you to bend your left knee, hold just below your kneecap, lower that right foot on the floor, and as you exhale, draw the thigh towards the chest and curl up. Well, we're going to repeat it on the other side. Bring your nose to your knee to your nose, relax your shoulders. Now as you breathe, in through the nose and out through the mouth, pull your thigh towards your chest and draw your navel down and towards your spine. Soften your jaw. Breathing in and out. Last one. You're going to keep pulling the thigh towards the chest as you lower the head and take that right leg long. Make sure the hips are level. Flex the foot as you lift it up, breathing out. Inhale, point the toes and lengthen. And again, exhale, lift. So start to feel the length in the back of that right leg. 3 more here. Exhale. Make sure your lower back isn't leaving the mat as you lower your leg. Last one. Now we're going to lift that leg up. Keep pulling that left thigh towards your chest. You're going to lower your leg down just off the floor. Take it out to the side and lift it up. Now notice what happens to your hips as you take that left leg out to the side. Are you rocking and rolling on the mat? Draw your navel down and towards your spine to keep those hips still. And if you're still struggling, reduce the range. Let's change direction. So we go out, down, and up. Relax your shoulders. Try not to grip through that shoulder. 3 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Last 2. Make sure that tailbone is firmly grounded. Keep drawing that left thigh towards your chest. And this is your last one. Beautiful. Bend that knee. Place both your feet on the floor. So let's set the posture. Feet are hip distance apart. Heels a comfortable distance from your buttocks. Your pelvis is neutral. Pubic bone, hip bones on the same level. Pull your shoulders a little bit away from the ears. Slide your fingertips towards your heels, and you want a long neck. Coming into our bridge. Breathing in, you're going to push your lower back into the mat so that little pocket of air disappears. Make sure you connect the lower spine. So imprint your lower back onto the mat. On the exhale, I'd like you to initiate your buttocks to lift your hips. A little bit of resistance with those arms as we peel up into our bridge. Now at the top of your bridge, take a moment here. Can you freely move your head from side to side? Do you have a long line from under your armpit to your hip to your knee? Take a breath in now slowly. Melt the sternum back down. Lower back touches. And then lengthen the tailbone away from the crown. Sorry, I've got a bit of cramp, so I'm just going to release it. Let's go again. Inhaling, push that lower back flat. Exhale, initiate the buttocks, and we peel up. So here I want you to feel a stretch to the quads and the top of that hip. Make sure you hit that long line. Take a breath in and roll back down. So it's a lot of glutes, a lot of hamstrings. Mobilizing the spine, connecting to your breath. If your shoulders have shifted, pull them away from your ears. Let's do 2 more here. Breathing in. Initiate the glutes and up you come. Weight evenly distributed between both of those feet. Take a breath in and then slowly lower back down. Lower back touches and then lengthen the tailbone away from the crown. I'd like you to give me 1 more here. Are you breathing? Inhale. Exhale, look at your knees. Make sure they're running on tram lines. Don't let them waft in and out. Take a breath in and then exhale, lower back down. Bone by bone, and lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. 1 more, pelvic tuck. Initiate the glutes and up you come. Now we're going to do a little bit of a weight transference. I want you to make sure your hips don't move. I'd like you to pick up your right leg. You're going to feel a lot of work in that left quad, that left glute, and that left hamstring. If you feel any back strain, please lower the foot. We're going to melt down slowly. Now it's a lot harder to articulate with one leg in the air. Make sure the lower back connects, lengthen the tailbone away from the crown, and that right knee should come right above your hip. Let's go again. Pelvic tuck, push the lower back flat. Try and initiate both your glutes to pick up your hips, pushing down firmly to that left foot and hitting that long line at the top. Breathe in. Exhale and we lower back down, bone by bone. And bring your knee back above your hip as you lengthen your tailbone away from your crown. And we go again, 2 more. Lower back, squeeze the buttocks and up you come. Hips stay level, no back strain. Breathe in and then exhale, we lower back down, bone by bone. Don't leave any out. Lower back touches, lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. You have 1 more on this leg. Breathing in. Squeeze the buttocks and up we come. Hit that long line at the top. Take a breath in. Now exhale, lower down slow, bone by bone. Lengthen the tailbone away from your crown and lower that leg. Ooh, lots of work through that left glute. Pelvic tuck, both feet stay grounded now. Initiate the glutes and up you come. We're going to shift the weight onto the right side as we pick up the left leg. Make sure your hips are level and we lower. And just notice how this side feels. And lengthen the tailbone away from the crown. And we go again. Push the lower back into the mat. Sorry, I do apologize. I'm getting a lot of cramp today. So I'd like you to point your toes if it's available and lower down and lengthen the tailbone away from the crown. And again, 2 more. Lower back touches. Squeeze the buttocks and up you go. Make sure those hips are level and slowly lower. Control it. Yep, and if you get cramp, guys, you just need to release it. 1 more. Push the lower back into the mat. Initiate the glutes and up you go. Watch that right knee. Make sure it's running on that tram line. Lower back down slowly, bone by bone by bone. And lengthen the tailbone away from your crown. Beautiful. Take a full body stretch. So let's lengthen the back of those legs. So you'll feel your rib cage flare. You'll feel your back arch. That's not what you want to feel when you're engaged. Bend your legs. Place your arms beside you. Check in. Little pocket of air between that lower spine and the mat. Nod your chin. Pick up your right leg, then your left leg into tabletop. Feel the lower back on the mat. I'd like you to nod your chin. You're looking at your thighs. I'd like you to curl up a little higher. You're going to hold just below the kneecap of your right leg. So like we did earlier, pull the thigh in and you're going to extend your left leg. Now this leg, let's keep it at 45 to start. Lower back stays on. A lot of hip flexor here. You're going to pull the thigh towards the chest. Double breath. Switch. Switch. So yes, you're using that arm. And yes, you're going to feel your hip flexor because you're pulling the thigh towards the chest. If there's too much tension in your neck, please land your head. Now, if you have the strength and if your back is good, let's lower those legs just off the floor, but not if your back's lifting. Breathe. Switch. Keep peeling those shoulder blades off. 4 more. Now let's go longer. Toes reaching away from you. Last 2. Pull. Switch. Last 1. Pull. Pull. Stay here. Land your head. Make sure your knees are above your hips. Take your arms out to the T. Hands behind your head and your elbows are wide. Exhale. Rotate towards me. So stop for a moment. Back of the hips stay on. Top shoulder blade on top of the bottom. And lower down. Let's go to the other side. Exhale. And lower. Now if you're struggling to keep your hips still, here's your option. Lower your feet. Breathing out. Otherwise, feet are lifted. Exhale. We're adding on to this. So take the option that works for you. If it's available, let's add the legs. Wrong leg. We reach. And back to the center. And again, exhale. Rotate. Beautiful. Just release your head in the center. Watch that lower back and that leg height. Very individual. I'm staying at 45 degrees today. You might go a little lower. Let's do 4 more. Breathing out. And center. Last 2. Try and pull that top shoulder blade on top of the bottom. Stay in the center. Hands underneath your thighs. Use your arms. Exhale. Lift a little higher. Breathe. And I'd like you to release down. Beautiful. Hold underneath your thighs. Nod your chin. We're going to rock up to seated position and land your feet. Beautiful. We're going to do a little bit of rolling now. So make sure you're at the top end of your mat because we're rolling back. Rounded lower back. Shoulders above your ribs. Ribs above your hips. And you want a long mid and upper back. Pick up your legs for me and bring your knees together. Now place your elbows on the outside of your knees and push your knees together. And I'd like you to bring, as you can see, my heels are lifted. I'd like you to bring your heels towards your seat and activate those hamstrings that we've just worked on. Now, slightly, if you can, nod your chin, drop your shoulders and in a C shape with your spine. Try and stay out of the momentum. Breathing in, we roll back. Exhale, we roll forward and we try and keep the toes off the mat. Inhale and exhale. So this should be feeling quite nice through the spine. Make sure you're not flicking your head back and keep driving your heels to the seat. I'd like you to give me 1 more. Stay out of the momentum. And exhale and lower your feet. Well done. Stay here. Pick up 1 leg, then pick up your other leg. This is our Pilates balance point. Rounded lower back, long through the mid and upper back. So I'd like you might be holding here. Hold wherever your flexibility will allow and extend your legs to the ceiling. So here I want a rounded lower back. I'm pulling a little bit on my legs to help me balance. Take your legs apart, bring them together and bend your knees. Let's do 3 more. Lift up out of your waist. Lift your eye gaze. Open, close and bend. 2 more. Reach, lengthen, open, close, and bend. 1 more. So maybe you're holding here. That is okay. Stay here. Can you let go of your arms? Now can you lower your legs? 4, 3, 2, and lower. Beautiful. Lift up, biceps to your ears, pull up your toes, and I'd like you to reach, folding over your legs. Reach for your shins, reach for your toes, whatever's available, and breathe. And also feel that beautiful stretch. Our hamstrings have worked hard, and slowly up you come. Just bring a little bit of mobility into the spine now. I'd like you to take your legs wider than your hips, but within the framework of your mat. If you struggle to have an upright spine, I suggest you grab a cushion or fold your mat and just elevate your buttocks a little bit. That's going to help you get the length. And if you're struggling with hamstrings, please bend your knees. This is all about your spine. I'd like you to take your arms in front of you. Pull up your toes and energize your legs. Lift up nice and tall. So breathing in, let's think about growing taller, lifting up out of your waist. Exhale, nod your chin. And I'd like you to fold your body. Well, hug an imaginary barrel, keeping your biceps by your ears, reaching your nose towards the mat. Take a breath in. Now on the exhale, rebuild your spine. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and find that length. Let's go again. Inhaling, see if you can grow a little taller. Exhale, nod that chin and you're folding your body, rounding. Spine is rounded. Wrap your shoulder blades around your spine. Take a breath in and then we rebuild. Find a little bit more length. Can you give me 2 more? Reaching a little taller. Don't flare your ribs. Exhale, nod your chin and we're folding, hugging that imaginary barrel. And then we rebuild mid and upper back. Last one. Let's go a little taller. Exhale, nod that chin and you're folding your body. Rebuild. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Take your arms to the T and turn your palms so they are facing backwards. Keep upright, little presses. 8, 7. Feel your back muscles here. Watch your shoulders. 4, 3. Grow taller. Hold it here. Turn your palms so they face forward. Grow a little taller and we press backwards. 8, 7. Keep growing tall. 4, 3, 2. Stay here. Now bring your palms towards the ceiling. Do you still have length in your spine? And we go backwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up out of your waist. Grow taller. Relax your shoulders. Bring your biceps to your ears and fold forward. Breathe out. Relax here. Soften your jaw. Relax your shoulders and rebuild. Beautiful. If you're sitting on a cushion, come off the cushion and I'd like you to lie down on your sides. So lay your body down, rest your head on your arm and bring your toes to the front corner of the mat. Can you make sure that your big toes are together? That means your hips will be stacked. Option, fingers here or place them on the hips. Now you're going to use a lot of butt, a lot of legs, but I would really need you to think about your abs. So think about lifting that waistline up and off the mat. So if I had to have a torch and shine it, there'd be a little pocket of air and I would be able to see the light of the torch. Take a breath in, lift that top leg. You're on an imaginary shelf. I want you to flex the foot. Forward, forward. Point the toes and take it back. Now make sure you stay on the same level. If you're struggling with your back, this is your option. Bend your bottom leg. And show me the difference in your foot placement. Flexion and then extension. You have 4 more. Exhale, exhale. Inhale and take it back. Make sure your leg is even from your center line. 2, lift it up out of that waist. Last one, point your toes, bring that leg in line with the hip lower down, and now I'd like you to come onto your elbow. Now, if this is not available for you, if you have a neck issue, if you have a shoulder issue, lay your body back down. Otherwise, you're on that elbow. Make sure you're not lounging. So let's lift that bottom waist. It's all about the underside and listen to that bottom shoulder. Hand on your hip. Well, actually, we're going to use the arm. So let's lift that leg. As your leg goes behind you, I'd like you to take your arm in front. Flex the foot and take the arm behind. Let's go. Reach, flex and push back with the arm. Reach, lift up out of your waist and push. Keep your hips still and press. Reach and press with that arm. Lift up out of your waist. Listen to your bottom shoulder. 4 more and press. 3 and press. 2, you should be feeling that top glute. Last 1 and press. Take the leg behind you, arm behind you. Make sure you're not here. Lift. We lift up and we tap. We lift up and we tap behind. Remember, no lower back. So if that back is loading, bend your bottom leg. Let's do 3 more here. Tap and lift. And 2 and lift. Last 1 and lift. Take that leg behind you. Lift your chest. Sweep your arm forward. Go full length. And release everything down. And up you come. Let's do all of that on the other side. So I'd like you to lay your body down. Follow the back end of your mat with your spine and bring your toes forward. Make sure when you look down your body, you can see your toes. Fingers here or hands on your hip. Pick up that top leg. Make sure you have a little pocket of air between that waistline and your mat. We flex the foot. Forward, forward. Point the toes and we take it back. Forward, forward. Point the toes and we take it back. Think about that top hip. Keep it still. And you're on that imaginary shelf. Don't go too wild with your legs. 4 more and take it back. 3. Show me the difference in the foot placement. Flexion and then extension. Last one, hold it here. Bring the leg back in line with your bottom leg. Come up onto your elbow. Remember, only if this feels good for your shoulder. Make sure you're not lounging. Lift up. Make sure you're relaxing your neck. We lift up that leg and we take the arm and leg behind us. Actually, we take the arm in front. The arm goes opposite to the leg. So we flex and we push the arm back. Lift up out of your waist. Point the toes and we reach forward. So this should feel really beautiful for that chest. Keep lifting. And you're on that imaginary shelf with that leg. Push. Point your toes and take it long. Reach and take it long. 3 more. Point the toes and lengthen. 2 and reach. Last 1 and reach. Keep your leg there. Take the arm behind. We lift up and we tap. We lift up and we tap. Remember, bend that bottom leg if you need to. Beautiful. Let's go. 4 more. And lift. I could do these all day. That top glute should be feeling a warm feeling to that top glute. 2 more. And lift. Last one. Keep the chest lift. Hold it here. Lift your leg, reach your arm long, and how much space can you create between your fingers and toes? And bend your knees. Beautiful. Up you come. Make sure you're sitting on one part of your butt. Lift the arms up. Interlink the fingers and lean towards those heels. Beautiful stretch. Soften your jaw, relax your face. Up you come. Let's do it on the other side. So just swing those legs around, lift up, interlink your fingers, palms towards the ceiling, and you're leaning towards those heels. Breathe. Beautiful. And up you come. Thank you so much for joining me today. Judy, I hope you enjoyed this. Everyone else, I'd love to hear your feedback, and I hope to see you for number 2. Bye for now. Well, make your